So go ahead and start lying on your back. Remember that if your low back hurts or if it's uncomfortable to lay flat, always bend your knees with your feet on the floor or put a bolster or a pillow underneath your knees. You can even put it underneath your calves, which can be sometimes really nice. And I'll give you a few moments just to get set up with that, and we will get started. Once you're lying down, you will so gently let your eyes close and begin with your three cleansing breaths in through the nose and then just sighing it out through the mouth. Ah. After you take those three sighs, breath is going to move just in and out through the nose, easily, effortlessly. Not necessarily trying to control or manipulate your breath in any way, but instead, you're using your breath as a way to anchor you into the present moment. We recently went through almost 2 months of just working on present moment awareness, working on mindfulness, being in the here and now. And so, if you reflect on that, you'll remember that the tool that we use to keep us from thinking about things that have already happened or thinking about things that haven't happened yet, the tool that we use is the breath. Your breath is always changing, it's always shifting. In each millisecond of the breath, as time passes with the breath, it's giving you that opportunity to be present. And you'll also notice that right now, as you're not trying to change the breath, but instead you're simply using it as a grounding tool, that the breath will change as you bring energy and awareness to it. You might find that it will naturally deepen, might naturally slow down, and might start to shift and move into a different part of the body. Just allow whatever is happening to occur and keep using those changes, the milliseconds of constant change with the breath, as the grounding point in the present. I love working with mindfulness. I love working with using our breath to stay present because the more that you practice it, you will start to notice that it will leak into your life. Maybe you're frustrated in traffic, and then you come to your breath and you remember, oh, wait, let me just come to my center for a minute. Yes, you're still in traffic, but you're less reactive to it. Maybe you're fretting about something that might happen in the future. You find yourself constantly thinking about it, and then that awareness comes, and you say, let me just be here right now with my breath and be present. It's not necessarily about relaxing, it's about being present with what is currently happening in this moment and letting all the other stuff just move away to the side. And so, with that practice, like I said, you become much less reactive to different parts of that internal dialogue that we all have. You feel more clear, more centered. So, always try to maintain that, right? Easier said than done. Our awareness moves away from the breath constantly. But also, right now, before we start moving here in a moment, feel and pay attention to where in the rib cage your breath is currently flowing. Don't try to change it. Don't try to adjust anything. Just feel for yourself. Right? What parts of my ribs are expanding when I breathe in? What parts of my ribs are relaxing when I breathe out? And then, if you want to set an intention for the practice for the day, there's something you want to let go of, something you want to bring in, you can just bring that into your mind at this time. And then go ahead and bring those knees in towards your chest here. Wrap your arms around your shins if possible, clasping your hands. If not, just grab behind the thighs as your modification. And you're just going to squeeze those knees in really tight and maintain that. But now take some deep, slow breaths. Big breaths in and out. Think of breathing into the low back. Now, putting your hands on your kneecaps, keep those knees drawn in pretty tight here, and just start to make small circles. So, a lot of times we do this, and I ask you to make big circles. Right now, we're making just tiny little small circles. It's as if you are making a circle around your sacrum. Okay, so the sacrum is triangular shaped bone in the low back. And it's nice because you give yourself a little bit of a low back massage. So everyone's doing it nice and slow. And then you're going to reverse it, of course, and bring it around the other direction. Beautiful. Release the feet down to the mat. Let the feet be about hip distance apart. We'll come into our windshield wipers. So lift the toes, the balls of the feet off the mat, and just start to rock the knees side to side. Lovely stretch, obviously, for the low back. Any twist is. Okay. But at the same time, you're getting that stretch in the hip flexor, in the quadricep. Just remember to push the top knee away. Think of all those pelvic clocks we've done in the past, right? Tailbone is going to draw towards the pubic bone here, especially as that top knee pushes away. You get a better stretch in the front of the thigh. Doesn't have to be fast. Good. Bring the knees back to center and just walk the feet so that they're about hip distance apart here. We're going to get a little stretch in the back of the thighs. So bring that right knee back into the chest. This time you're going to hold it behind your thigh and you're going to flex your foot. So heel points away, toes pull back. As you inhale, you're going to start to straighten that right leg as best as you can. As you exhale, you bend the right knee and just pull it in towards the chest a little bit so that when you straighten the leg again, you're kind of pushing against your hands. So I know most of you probably feel the stretch happening in the back of the leg. Um, but also pay attention to the quad here, the front of the thigh. You're actually strengthening that space. You might start to feel it working. Make sure when you straighten the leg, the heel's really pushing up to the ceiling, the toes are pulling back. That's where you get that really good stretch. And then go ahead and keep your legs straight. Once the leg is up and it is straight, I want you to point the toes up towards the ceiling. Feel a stretch in the front of the ankle. And then flex the foot, push the heel up. You're just moving between pointing the toes and lifting the heel. Now keeping those toes pointed, now you're going to start to make a circle with the right foot, the right toes. And it's pretty slow circle. The slower it is, the harder it usually is. And then you're going to reverse that circle, other direction. Great. Go ahead and bring that right knee down, place the foot on the mat. We're going to switch sides. So left knee draws in, grab behind your thigh, same thing. So flexing the foot here. And then as you inhale, you straighten that left leg. You're going to push the heel to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bring that knee in towards the chest. So you're actively pulling in. And then you inhale and then you push that leg against your hands to straighten the leg. Right? The reason I'm having you do that is it actually will allow you to get a little bit deeper into your stretch by doing it that way. It also helps you activate the quadricep a little bit better. I know a lot of times you'll start to feel your neck gripping. It wants to take over some of the work. Keep your neck pretty soft. Let the leg do the work. The next time you straighten that leg, you're leaving it straight in the air. And then you're going to point the toes, point them up towards the ceiling, get a stretch in the front of the ankle here. And then you are pushing the heel up, flexing the foot back, and just moving back and forth, pointing and flexing. I was thinking the other day, we don't really not work out. That's not the best word for it, but we don't do a lot with our ankles in class. And I wanted to incorporate some of that because they're really a big part of the foundation of standing and walking and moving, um, crouching to do gardening, things like that. So the ankles are pretty important. I wanted to work on them a little bit. All right, go ahead, start to make your circles. And the circles are slow, real slow. You're going to find where the ankle feels strong. You're going to find where that ankle feels a little weak. And just know that making these circles and doing all this work is strengthening the places that are weak and stretching the places that are a little too strong. And then just reverse the circle, bring it around the other direction. Lovely. Go ahead and bring the foot down. I was going to say feet, and I switched mid word there. Both feet are hip distance apart now on the mat. And reach your arms up, and you're going to keep your hips exactly where they are. So I don't want your hips really moving here. Getting a side body stretch. So you're going to start to shift your shoulders and your head and your arms over to the left. So my hands are up over my head. My elbows are kind of bent in line with my face here. If you get there and you think it feels like it's too much of a stretch in the chest, you're welcome to bring your arms kind of straight out from the shoulders. And if that's still too much stretch, know that you can even take your arms down by your sides. Okay. If you're looking for more stretch, further above the head the arms go, the more stretch you're going to feel. Okay. And I want you to breathe slow. If your right elbow is lifted off of the floor really high and you can't relax it and bring it down, I want you to drop how high above the head that arm is. So the idea is that the shoulder, the elbow is on the floor. If you have the ability to do so, you might even grab your right wrist with your left hand and just put the hands right above the head. But now I want you to breathe into that right rib cage. Good. Release wherever your arms are positioned. Bring them back down by your side. And you're just going to kind of scoot yourself over to the right. Keep the hips where they are. Now we're going to get into that side body stretch on the left side. Okay. So arms, remember, modified. They can come down by your sides. A little more stretch. They're going to be out to the side, straight, pretty much level with the shoulder socket. And then if you're looking for additional stretch, okay, arms maybe come by your head, elbows are bent, and you're breathing. Relax the left side of the neck, the left shoulder, the left elbow, and let those spaces feel heavy. Okay? And please remember that you might be in a different position on this side than you are on the other side. This is a big stretch for the whole side body from pretty much the hip all the way up. If you want to try to grab that left wrist, as long as the left elbow is staying grounded, you can do so. Big breaths into the left rib cage, the left side body here. Beautiful. Take those arms down by your side. Bring your torso so you are back in the middle of the mat. We're going to do a pigeon pose and a twist before we get off of our backs here. So go ahead and cross that right ankle over the left knee. Flex the right foot. You can stay here. If you know you're tight in your hip flexor, you might take your right hand and just push that right knee away. I kind of do it actually right at my thigh. Push that thigh area away. It's going to give you a bigger stretch in the right hip flexor. If you are tight in the back of your hips, your glutes, come into that pigeon pose, grabbing the back of the left thigh, and then bringing the knees in towards the chest. And then you can rock a little side to side if you like, and just take a moment to find where that spot is that you want to feel that good stretch. Good. Release that down. So the left leg's going to come straight onto the mat. You're going to hug the right knee into the chest, coming right into a spinal twist. Right arm comes out to the side. As you exhale, bring that left knee or the right knee across the body to the left. And breathe. Maybe a sigh. Good. And come back to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left ankle's crossing over that right knee, flex the foot. Again, if you come into pigeon and you feel like it's really tight on your hip flexor and it's uncomfortable, then take your left hand and push your left thigh away. Create a little space and just stay there and let that space open. Otherwise, you're wanting to stretch in the back of that hip.
Bring the knees into the chest, grab the back of the right thigh here, and then rock a little side to side. Find where the stretch is best for you. When you find where that stretch is best for you, I want you to stay there and breathe. Okay, the neck likes to grip in this position. Pay attention to that. Let yourself feel soft. Good. Release that right leg. Let the right leg come flat onto the mat. Hug the left knee in towards the chest here. And then coming into that spinal twist, left arm out to the side, and then bring the knee across the body. Take some deep, slow breaths here. And bring yourself back to center. We're going to come into our rock and roll here. To modify, just roll to your side and make your way into tabletop. Otherwise, we're going to work on a little bit of core work. So I grab behind my thighs here, kind of right where my knees are. You're going to lift your head, get yourself into a nice tight little ball. Okay, and you're going to rock and roll. So when you come up and you get to the tailbone, try not to let the feet touch. Okay, so you bring it up, and you pause for a moment maybe. Don't let the feet touch. Roll it back towards the shoulders. Bring it back up. Don't let the feet touch. Bring it back. You're just doing a little rock and roll. Nice because it gives that little gentle massage on the back. And it's a lot of core. It's a lot of core to be up there on that tailbone area and not let those feet touch. Good. If you're doing this, we'll do one more. And then you'll come up, you'll just cross the ankles and bring yourself into tabletop. And in this tabletop, we're just coming right into cat cow. Okay, so you guys know cat cow. You can go ahead and bring yourself into that. Remembering, think one vertebra at a time moving. Called articulating the spine, one vertebra at a time. When you do it that way, you end up going a little slower. Nothing wrong with that. And the next time you come into the exhale, the rounded back, you're going to stay there. Of course, continue to breathe. Don't hold the breath, but stay in that rounded back position. See if you can push your hands down a little more. See if you can drop your tailbone a little more. And then you're actually going to start to just shift forward and back, maybe 3 inches forward, maybe 3 inches back. It's not a lot. A lot of times it'll give you a different stretch.
Good. Release that. Come into one more inhale, lifting the tailbone and the head. Beautiful. And then come back to that tabletop, flat spine, little side to side cat cow here. As you breathe out, you're going to bring your right hip, your right shoulder together. Look towards the right foot. As you breathe in, bring it back to center, and then you just go to the other side. So it's like you're making a little oblique crunch as you look over and behind you. All right, bring it to center. We're going to do a thread the needle. It's going to be dynamic, but it will end in a thread the needle where we are holding it. So let the big toes touch. Let the knees come a little bit wider here, almost like you're coming into a child's pose, but you're not. And your left hand's going to stay on the floor. I kind of bring it more towards the middle of my mat. Your right arm is going to lift it up. As you exhale, you're going to thread it through, but don't come down. Don't even really bend that left elbow. Then you're going to inhale and you're going to bring it right back up. And just do that a couple more times here, warming up that thoracic spine. Lovely. All right, the next time you come down, you're going to come all the way down, bend the left elbow, come rest on your shoulder, rest on the side of your head. Your left hand's in front of your face. Okay, if you want more stretch, more twist, you're going to push that left hand down and you're going to reach that right arm a little further away from you. And you breathe. Breathe deep here. We get in twists and we don't want to breathe deep, but try to breathe a little deeper. Good. Push into that left hand. Bring yourself all the way back up. And then we're going to do it on the other side, of course. So left arm's going to lift up. As you exhale, thread it through that right side, but don't really bend much into that right elbow. And continue doing a few more of these. Good. This next one that you do, the one that you're on, is you thread it through, coming into the full thread the needle, bend that right elbow, come rest on your left shoulder and the left side of the head. This can be enough for you. If you want more, push your right hand down and reach your left hand away from you a little bit more, right? It's going to deepen your twist. And then breathe a little bit deeper if you can. Good. Slowly come out of that. And then make your way into your child's pose. So, child's pose, as always, you can do it resting on a bolster or a pillow. If the floor seems really far away, or if you can't really get your hips back towards your heels. Otherwise, hips are by the heels, forehead's on the floor. Nice slow breathing. So, we've been working on, I think, week 3 now, breathing into our side ribs and also breathing into the back ribs. So, in this child's pose, see if you can breathe into the side ribs, breathe horizontally. Think of that bird soaring in the sky, the great wings expanding out sideways. When you breathe in, sometimes it's nice to do this in this position because your legs can give you a little feedback, right? Do you feel your rib cage expanding out towards your legs? Beautiful. We're gonna come to stand here. If you want to stand by getting into downward facing dog, you are welcome to. That's not really in your practice. If it feels strenuous on the upper body, then just come to stand and meet us at the top of the mat. Otherwise, tuck those toes, lift the hips up. Maybe you stay here for a breath or two. You think of tailbone high. Press back through the knees, press back through the thighs, make the legs work. And if you're in down dog, you're going to look towards your hands and just start to walk the feet forward, coming into a quick, gentle forward fold, and then rolling yourself all the way back up. Very good. All right, so let's take a quick water break before we get into our sun salutations. Good. All right, looks like we're ready. So stand at the top of your mat, feet hip distance apart. Good. I see some of you already know where we're going, right? So find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. This time, close your eyes unless it takes you off your balance. If that takes you off your balance, keep the eyes open. Press down through the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the heel. I like to lift my toes. Little micro bend in the knees, tailbone is heavy. The low belly lifts in and up. The shoulders are pulling back and down. Let the shoulder blades draw in towards the spine and then forward onto the back of the ribs. Notice how that opens your chest. Beautiful. As you inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, come into your forward fold. Let that head drop. Nice flat back. Hands on the legs. Exhale, round the back again. Let the head drop. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Reach the arms straight out to the side. Lift up. Reach the arms over the head. Exhale, take it to the heart. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. Nothing is different. Inhale, reach. Swan dive, arms out to the side, flat back, and then let the back round and the head drop. As you inhale, take your hands to your shins, flat back. As you exhale, round the back again, drop that head. Slight bend in the knees, reverse swan dive, arms reach out to the side, hinge up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Lovely. Adding on, as we like to do, inhale, reach. Grab that right wrist, push the right foot down a lot. Reach over to the left. Breathe here. Good. Bring yourself all the way back up to center. Grab the left wrist or push down through the left foot. Reach to the right. Good. Bring it back up. Release the arms. Swan dive down. Let that head drop. Inhale, flat back. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Head drops. Good. From here, make your way into a warrior one. So you're going to lift the arms as you step that left foot back. Right knee is bent. You need to put your hands on your hips. Modify by doing that. It's totally fine. But breathe. You guys know warrior one. So reach back through that left thigh a lot. Push into the left heel a lot. This left leg should be so engaged. It's making the right leg not work quite as much. Breathe, breathe. Good. From here, come back into your forward fold. Bring that left foot forward. Drop the head round the back. Inhale, flat back, hands on the shins or the thighs. As you exhale, drop the head round the back. Come into warrior one on the other side. So the right foot's going to step back and the arms are going to lift. Warrior one. Again, push back tremendously, a lot through this right leg. Make it work. Push that right heel down. Make it work. Beautiful. Come back into your forward fold. Take the hands down. Step that right foot forward. Round the back, drop the head. If you can, walk your left hand over to the right side. Maybe you take your left hand and wrap it around your right ankle. Big breath here into the left side of the body. Bring it back to center. Walk the hands over to the left side. Maybe that right hand grabs the left ankle. Maybe it doesn't. Take a big breath. Good. From here, bring yourself back to center. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back, hands on the shins. Good. Exhale, round the back, drop that head. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. Reach it all the way up, 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 up. And then exhale, take it to the heart. Very good. We are going to add on. Inhale, reach. Grab that right wrist, push the right foot down, reach to the left. Come back to center. Push the left foot down, grab that left wrist, reach to the right. Good. Bring it all the way back up. Exhale, forward fold. Drop the head round the back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, round the back, drop the head. Step back with the left foot, bend the right knee, warrior one pose. If you want to make this more challenging, step back further with the left foot or scoot the right foot forward. Either one works. Okay. Push into that left leg a lot. Good. We're going to open it up into warrior two pose. Okay. So turn your chest towards the long edge of the mat. You might step your left foot back a little bit. Looking over that right middle finger here. Big breaths. You got it. Good. Go ahead and take your left hand onto your left thigh. Just flip your right palm up towards the ceiling and then reach that right arm up by your head. Bring it back, warrior two. Cartwheel those hands down. So all that means is you're bringing the hands back by that right foot and stepping back into your forward fold. Let your head drop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back with the left, or step it back, sorry, with the right foot. Left leg bends. Warrior one on the right side, left side. Goodness, Kristy. All right, push back with the right foot. And of course, if you want to make it more challenging, you just bring your feet a little further apart from each other. We're good. We're going to open it up, warrior two. So the chest moves towards the long edge of the mat. You might have to shift around your feet a bit. Good. Looking over that left middle finger this time. Nice, slow breaths. Good. Take your right hand onto your right thigh. You're just laying it. You're not really putting any pressure on it. Lift the left palm towards the sky, and then maybe you lift that left arm up. Big breaths. You got this. Good. Bring it back to warrior two pose. And then cartwheel those hands back down. Come into your forward fold. Step that right foot forward. Round the back, drop the head. Walk the hands over to the right side. Maybe that left hand grabs the right ankle. Big breath. Take a sigh if you want. Bring it back to center. Come to the other side. Hands to the left. Maybe the right hand grabs that left ankle. Sigh. Good. From here, take the hands to the mat. Bend the knees. Bring yourself down into a tabletop and back into a child's pose. Breathe into the back body, the back ribs. Right, so we've been focusing on the side ribs. I want you to think about the side ribs, of course, because we've been doing that for 2 weeks. I want you to also think about the back ribs. Breathe into that space. It's a little easier to do when you're in a child's pose. Good. From here, you are going to come onto your back. So I come up on a tabletop, I cross my ankles, and I roll myself back, my feet out front, and we'll set up for your Shavasana. Need any to do anything else before you rest, you are welcome to, right? You might have your feet wide and your knees resting in towards one another. It can feel really nice on the low back. You can straighten the legs as usual, anything that feels good. And of course, if there's any other positions you want to do before you come into Shavasana, please do them. Be here about 4 minutes. I'm going to be quiet for that time. Um, and I will say you can check out and totally relax. Or if you prefer to work on our theme, now's a good chance for you to do that. You've been very opened. We worked a lot on the torso today. That theme being breathing sideways into the ribs, and then also now starting to incorporate breathing into the back ribs some. You are comfortable and want to stay where you are, please do so. If you are ready to return, you'll start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You'll roll your wrists and ankles and just stretch in any way or ways that feel good for you. Eventually, you'll roll to the side, bring yourself up to sit. And of course, if you're saying, ignore what I am saying and just rest, you deserve it. I appreciate you coming. I hope you feel better now than you did an hour ago. That's always the goal. I'm always here for you. I love you. You're amazing. You're enough. You're brave. You're loved. Remember that. Know that in every cell of your soul. Peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intentions. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I love it. Peace, love, happiness.